Hello folks, well this is a Murphy CBH1500 and we did this probably just before COVID, and the customers decided it's one of these which needed a lot doing, and the customer's done some change of capacitors and he just wants to check the alignment is still okay. So yeah, we'll do that. So I've said before, these sets always hum, but then the last one we did, which had been donated for us to sell, ended up not humming, so that was an exception. So once again, these were a Spirit 40F transportable which got put in these boxes. So they weren't kind of designed as a base station, but then of course all base stations that I'm aware of, apart from the Fidelity 3000, which is a custom board, but all the rest of them are mobile boards in a big box with a power supply. Sometimes you've got extra parts, you know, like the Midland 76900 has some extra parts on its receiver, exactly the same as the Harrier CBHQ has the same extra parts on the receiver. So they work exactly the same, just one's got more knobs than the other. So I would suspect, I mean, about 4/5 of these, the meters have packed up. They're a really nasty little meter. Kind of thing Maplins would have sold for £1.99, but there you go, they got put in these base stations. Well, he certainly has, hasn't he? He's done all the capacitors, and I can't say I've ever felt the need to do them other than on the power supply. So wow. So we would change this capacitor to 2200 from 1000, and he's changed it to 4700, and I can't think there's a reason not to do that. That's fair enough. Good. I used 105 raters, so it should last a bit longer. Right, we better take the bottom off. Once I've taken the bottom off, it'll be as stable as a bag of worms. I haven't got a mic and no unique pinout. So the only mess is around that coil. Good, well that's nice. Right, we're going to get connected to the test equipment. These don't have an extension speaker socket. So what pins do we short out to make it going to transmit? We'll have to make a mic up tomorrow. Murphy CBH1500 pin 7. So PTT, that would be opposite way on. So it'll be between 3 and 2 should bring it into transmit. They don't need a mic to receive. Now this is going to be fun because we're not really geared up for mains things on here, and this power lead is too short. I can't do that. So we'll have to. I'll bring an extension lead in from another building. So what I'll do, we'll power this up on 13.8 volts instead. So we'll just disconnect its wiring from the power supply and run it on our famous crocodile clips. Then we can watch current monitor and all that kind of stuff. It's a shame they didn't have an external power, but you know, it's down to cost. These were made for Great Universal Catalogue Group, so that was John Moore's, wasn't it, and so on. I think they were £99.99. I might be wrong on that. I used to have a whole stack of UK mail order catalogues, so we could do all this pricing. And then I had a big skip, and now we don't. I'll just clean those up so we can reinsert them easily tomorrow. It gives me the ability to test the power supply off load. Good. Right, so instead of plugging it in, we will go into our power supply. Power on. Power is indeed on. It's on channel 21 and the meter is illuminated. I think we're going to have to widen this picture a bit. I'm not sure why nothing's happening. I did press camera 1. Oh, it's happening now. Right. So we need to connect our test equipment to the non-existent extension speaker socket. So I think we'll only need the inner, or is this a floating chassis? We're going to find out. I think we're going to need another crocodile clip. I'll have to borrow one of those from another bench in another room. Okay. This is the point where you need to put it into transmit. So we'll borrow that jumper lead so I can put it into transmit. I'll stick picture in picture on. And there we are in transmit. Well, he's done some good because he's doing 4.4 watts at the moment. You can change channel and transmit it. That's good. So we've got we've got 4.1 on channel 40. Mind you, it's going to be heating up, isn't it? 4.2 on channel 1. I dare say if we go back to channel 20, yeah, it's 4.2. The transmit current is 1.198. And we're going to low power, and low power is 200 milliwatts. Frequency, test gear's not been on that long. That's disappointing that that's shifted that far in 5 years since it was last here. That's noticeably now out. The meter. Reads 3.1. Meter lamp works. Take it out of transmit. And we'll set the signal generator up to equal the transmitter. 2779. .046. That'll do 050. See what we've got. Sounds a bit strangled. And we'll need our jumper lead. And we'll need an earth. Okay, so there was some in the organ workshop. Right, let's have a look at what he's doing on receive then. .61. .51. Just about doing 20. Ooh. So they are only a walkie-talkie in a big box. 1.25. Squelch to full. never opens. Take it delta tunes at optimum. I'll just check that. No. Let's redo that. Right, set delta tune for optimum. There we go. So 12 dB is now 0.6, which it was, 0.5, which it was, 20's probably improved, you never know. 20 is 1.2, so I don't need to alter those figures. It was squelch, so I'll turn squelch to full, and it never opens. I can't remember whether they do these, whether that happens on these. Let's drop the squelch down to threshold. Set squelch. Signal generator back on. Oh, that's a bit rough. I think the IEF's gone out of alignment. 5.9 microvolts minimum. Bit awful. Doesn't have PA. I'm gonna have to make up another chart because I don't keep them. You know, I keep making up these service charts for these sets and then I throw them away because I don't think we're ever going to see another Murphy base station. And then we see a Murphy base station. I'll just check there isn't one on this clipboard left over from a previous session. Well, blow me, there is. That we're going to end up changing the reference crystal, but that's not necessary at this point. We will go into transmit and start the tune-up. So transformer 4, I mean, it's coming out of the top, isn't it? So let's put it into transmit. Make sure the test set's in transmit. Okay, I think we've got a dodgy lead. They are rubbish, aren't they, these? Right. I'll just have a quick look to see whether it's going to go anywhere nearer. But I don't think it is. I'm going to have to change the reference crystal. No. Anyway, we're not bothered about that at this stage. So transmit 1. So we're on channel 20. Let's go over to the main meter. Transmit 1. We want it to be on full power as well. Centre of peak. was spot on. The previous one, a slight adjustment. That was spot on. And if we get our, let's see whether that fits. Alright, that's 4 watts. See where it is on the other channels. Channel 1, 4 watts. Channel 43.95. It's about where they normally are, isn't it? TX power meter. I can't really show you this. I will at the end. That's now set. Our current is 1.2. I'm surprised with that it's gone up, but it has. Can't do deviation, we need a mic for that. So I'm going to have a look at the receive. So staying on correct frequency, which is 27,790,48 or whatever it was. I'll just trim that a fraction. That'll do anyway. Let's go over to the oscilloscope, which I have not switched on. And the detector is 8, which is the one under this chunky piece of wiring. Just put enough volume for a sensible trace. Yeah, very slightly out there. All these little things add up. And he was right to ask me to do this after doing a capacitor change, because he's going to alter it. Switch the SINAD meter on for you. We'll do the front end. So that's 1, 2 and 3. Wrong tool. That was spot on. That's spot on. That was still spot on. So 4, 5, 6 and 7 should be IF. So to put a bit more signal on, I want to also see the meter, but it's not deflecting at this point. So I need to turn the meter sensitivity up. VR1 down there. It definitely is. Well, that looks to be the right position. So let's see whether it's actually a bit better. I can always go backwards and forwards if it isn't. So let's have a look. 12 dB, 0.49, it's a little bit better. 10 dB, 0.43, and 20 dB, that's improved, 0.85, and hopefully that will have fixed the squelch problem. So I'm going to put squelch to full. See whether we can open it. Yeah, 300 microvolts. It's now actually 240 microvolts. So that's fixed the squelch issue. So we can set that now with the preset. Squelch is that one. So I'll put that to 30 microvolts and then adjust the. I'll put it to 100 microvolts and adjust the preset till it opens. Now that's maximum sensitivity. Okay, so that's the best it does, which is 195 microvolts. Right, so let's hope the bottom end. I'll turn the squelch down on the radio. Put the signal generator to standby at 0.3 of a microvolt. Set the radio squelch to threshold. Switch the signal generator back on. We'll just try that again because I didn't do it right. Switch the signal generator back on. It's still lousy, but it's now 1.35. That should get scratchy corner now. So I want to set the S meter. I just can't rear this up to show you, unfortunately. So I'll put it 100 microvolts on the test set, and we'll do the RX meter. that's that done. So tomorrow we'll come back to this. I'll have made a mic up for it, and I'll have changed that crystal probably for one off a scrap chassis. So take that crystal out. I think we can disconnect that because we're not going to be doing it again. Just take the crystal out immediately. If I know where it is on this side. Right, so we'll switch off till tomorrow, and by taking that out it will remind me we need to get another one in. Right, switch off, we'll be back tomorrow. Okay, so next day we've found a crystal that has been recovered out of an illegal AM set and is a bit nearer than the one that was in. So I did have to take the coil out because of something in the bottom of it. I think we'll start by doing the deviation. Not really expecting this to have changed. I've done a microphone. It now says Murphy Bass. Don't know what happened to the rest of it. Wow, it's 2.2. It can come up a fraction. So deviation is VR5, which is there. Wallow. It wasn't wrong before, it was peaking at 2.2, and it's possibly better for them to peak at 2.5. Unlike some new sets that peak at 0.9. Right, let's have a look at where the frequency is. So I'm going to need to put a core in, even if it's right in the top. $79095. I like them to be over 100, but it isn't. In reality, it makes no difference. Once they get under 0.75, it might be possible to tell. And once we get to like 0.25, it becomes noticeably off frequency and heading towards illegally so. But there you go. Every time I order new crystals, you buy a bag of 10 and one is anywhere near. So this is what the difficulty is. I could have them made brand new in Belgium, and they would cost me £37 plus VAT plus delivery each. So I can't see that's going to drop for another 20 years. I think we're done, aren't we? We've just got to reinstate the power supply. I wonder if it hums like nothing at all. Testing 1 2, testing 1 2, 1 2 1 2. Testing 1 2, 1 2 1 2, testing 1 2. To be honest, I can't hear a nasty hum, but it's then got a 1.5-inch speaker. I mean, the point is we're running on the power supply, which is why we're running on the power supply. Let's fill some of these in and then we can put this to bed. Let's put high power on. Oh, that wasn't a good test if it was on high power, on low power, because it wouldn't have on low. Yeah, I can detect a tiny hum. 1.267. Yes. VCO we don't do. Okay. Low power, I don't think we've set low power, have we? And is this the set where you can't set it? There's the word set used several times. I don't think we can. Let's have a quick look at the square kit diagram. No, it's a fixed resistor, resistor 56. So low power was 206 or something milliwatts. Let's put it on low and actually show you. See that? Yeah. I'll be generous to put 210 milliwatts. S meter. Let's put the signal generator on 2779. Okay, signal generator is on, and let's put 100 microvolts on, and what have we got there? It's not quite bang on S9, it's not very far off at all, it's so minute, and I've done it once yesterday. Right, that's that to tick off. Oh, it was something like 95. Right, it's power supply time. So I borrowed an extension lead out of my bedroom, believe it or not. So disconnect it from the bench power supply. Why is capacitor 144 missing, or is it on the bottom? It's on the bottom. why. It's 0.1 ceramic. Well, it shows 0.01. Oh, no. Oh yeah, it's at 104. Hang on a minute, look again. Oh, 0.01 is it's point. Yes, that's right. That's it. That's right. I've got my maths right. Yes, that's correct. So we can actually get our test prod across that lead. Because that's on the wrong side of the board, it can stay there as well. We can actually see. What I don't want to do is to switch it on, discover the power supply is doing 26 volts. Tell you what, we will switch it on. We're plugged in. $14.4 isn't good news. $13.82 will do me. That test was worth doing, wasn't it? Switch it off. Right, power it back up. Now it hums. Testing 1 2 1 2. Testing 1 2 testing 1 2. I think it's too scary. Right, so I'll just look at what power it's doing. Because it was doing exactly 4 watts when it was on our bench supply. There's our. Oh, have we got picture in picture? No, we haven't. There's 5 watts, so there's 4 watts. It's doing 3.5. So I'll need to adjust the. So why is the voltage difference on its internal power supply? Even though it's right. check the other channels. There we go. Right. All I need to do is go over the bottom with isopropyl alcohol, where I've done various things to it, but in the meantime, to finish this video off, now I'll tell you what, we'll pause the video and do the isopropyl alcohol, and at least you can see it put back together. Right, we're all back together. Let's see whether we can hear anybody on it. Well, now, Roger. It's going to effing McDonald's. Do SWR. I'd love to know why they talk on 19 instead of going 19 for twinkle toes. Yeah, you got me. Take it up to channel 27 or whatever you've decided. But they don't. And you go all over the country and they're all operating the same. I find it bizarre. But there we have it. The Murphy CBH1500, which came in about 5 years ago for realignment after the capacitors have been changed by the customer. Thanks for watching.